Hey there, thanks for tuning in. My name is Mattick and I'm German lead educator for the Wall and MOSER education and artistic team. And today I want to share my knowledge about blades and the purposes of it. Okay? First, before we talk about the blades, we have to talk about the different types of hair that we have worldwide that hairdressers and barbers have to cut. We have thick hair, we have thin hair, we have fine, coarse, straight, curly, and if we cut it in the salon, it's probably wet or dry. So we have very, very different variations of the vibrations that we have, and of course, when we go through the hair, or the torsion in between the single hairs and the tension that we need. And we have blades for all these purposes. So we have 4 blades that we talk about. First of all, I talk about the diamond blade, then the fading blade, the blending blade, and last but not least about the all-in-one blade. So if we come up to the diamond blade or the standard blade, we can see, if we take a closer look here, it has a very steep and short tip, which gives us a lot of strength in the cutting edge here. That means if I use this blade, and I most and foremost use it for clipper over comb techniques, and I go with my clipper right across the hair that is in my comb, I have a lot of strength to remove a lot of length, bulkiness in wet and dry hair. So if it comes to do a lot of work, I really recommend using a blade with a very, very short tip, because the strength of this edge here is the strongest. The second one would be the fading blade, which is kind of new. We have some new features here. We have the different cutting lengths in here. When we use the taper lever, it's easier for hairdressers and barbers to see which cutting lengths they actually use. And then when you look here, comparing to the diamond blade, we have a very long and a very flat, thin cutting edge here. Just the thickness or the thinness of the blade causes way more vibration in between the whole cutting blade, which doesn't allow me to go so straight through a very, very thick and coarse hair. This blade is really recommended to use it on scalp, because we have this very, very flat area here, which allows me to go very, very close to the scalp, and it's actually made for fading. We have longer teeth here, but we have this thin cutting edge. So we use it on finer and dry hair. I really recommend using it on finer and dry hair. So we pre-cut it with our standard blade, and then we refine our fade closer to the scalp with this very, very thin and fine cutting angle of the fading blade. The third one I want to talk to you about is the blending blade. It has the name here, it has the same numbers here, which allows you to control your cutting lengths. We have the same angle as on the fading blade here. They're almost the same, they are the same. But the difference is, I hope you can see it here, we have some different kind of cutting blade on the top. So in between all those regular teeth here, we have some shorter teeth, and these shorter teeth are made for texturing. That allows us, if we do a fade on scalp, it gets a little softer. It's easier to blend the different cutting lengths into each other, so it's getting more softer and effortless result. And if I finish my haircut and the whole haircut is dry, including the sides and the top layers, I use a comb. I place my hair in the comb, but I don't use the comb like I used it with the standard blade. I don't go across the comb with my blending blade. I just softly and gently brush across the tips of the hair from the top layer to softly blend it into the edge of the fade from the side. So we can use this to refine our fades and to blend the sides into the top layers by just using a brush cutting technique with a comb and gently brushing across the tips. Don't go too deep into the comb, just go slightly across the tips. The last blade I want to talk to you about is the all-in-one blade. And most of you know it probably from the artistic team using it in female hair or on the top layers. A tip that I can give to you, we have this taper lever here, and most of the time people ask which setting is the best setting for me to cut in which type. So I recommend to say the closer the blade is, the less hair you get in between those teeth. That means the less hair you cut. The more you open up, the deeper you can dig into the hair and the strands to remove more hair. So the closer it is, the less hair it takes. If you open up, you can really dig deep into your section and really soften it. No matter if you peel it or if you slice it or whatever. Close is less, open is more. So, one more tip. When it comes to the standard blade, you can use each and every cutting guard that you want, from 3 millimeters up to 25 millimeters. No matter, because in this case, it's just about the strength of the cutting edge. Instead of this, if we use the blending blade or the fading blade, I recommend using the smaller cutting guards, like the 1.5 up to 4.5. Because if you have bigger cutting guards, it will change the angle of your cutting blade. So it makes more sense to use the shorter, closer to the blade cutting guards for that. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I could help you get some nice information about this. Thanks for watching. See you. Goodbye.